Psychology of attraction. If she touches this spot, she's secretly craving you. Psychology tricks. The strongest feelings are the ones we never speak, yet somehow they're still understood. There's a moment, subtle, fleeting, but unmistakable, when her body speaks before her lips ever do. If she brushes against you in a certain way, it's rarely accidental. It's often the first sign that something deeper is unfolding beneath the surface. Most men miss these cues completely, not because they're not interested, but because they've never been taught how to read them. Women communicate attraction differently. Long before they speak it, they signal it, and those signals are often silent, instinctive, and rooted in human psychology. Think about it. No kiss, no confession, not even a meaningful conversation. Yet you feel a shift in the air. Her breathing changes. Her hands move differently. She avoids your eyes, then suddenly holds them for a second too long. That gentle touch on your arm, that playful hair flip. You question if it's coincidence, but it's rarely coincidence. Here's why. Before the logical mind reacts, the emotional part of the brain, the limbic system, acts first. Attraction doesn't start with words, it begins with instinct. It's the body responding before the mouth can explain. Men who tune into this subconscious language don't just hope for connection, they create it. They move with clarity, presence, and grounded confidence. And women respond to that more than any line, compliment, or smooth move. So stay sharp. I'm about to break down 7 powerful touch-based signals that reveal her interest without her saying a single word. Number 7 is the one wise men never ignore. Once you understand it, hesitation disappears. Stick with me, because these insights aren't common knowledge, and once you master them, you'll never second-guess her intentions again. 1. She adjusted her outfit. When a woman subtly adjusts her clothing in front of you, tugging at her sleeve, smoothing her hem, fixing her neckline, or sliding that bra strap back into place, you must pay attention. That is not random. That is a quiet signal from her body saying, I hope you notice me. It's not vanity. It's instinct. It's psychology. When a woman feels drawn to your presence, her nervous system wakes up, her pulse quickens, her awareness sharpens, and suddenly the fabric on her skin matters because you are now part of her environment. Don't overlook that moment. Don't think it's meaningless. A woman who becomes more aware of her appearance around you is often subconsciously preparing herself for connection. Think about it. Before you walked in, she already looked fine. But the second you joined the scene, she straightened up like the opening act before the headliner. She isn't trying too hard. She's simply shifting into, I hope this high-value man sees me clearly mode. That's your cue. That's exactly when you must hold steady with calm, grounded masculine energy. Don't pounce, don't brag, and definitely don't rush to impress. Be composed. Be present. Be the eye of the storm. A high-value man doesn't scramble for validation. He naturally attracts women by the way he occupies space. When she adjusts her outfit, see it for what it is, a quiet form of flirting, a kind of nonverbal invitation, like her body whispering a secret her mind hasn't yet said aloud. Most men miss it because they're busy trying to be funny, charming, or impressive. Don't do that. Be aware. Watch her hands. Watch her posture. See how she straightens her back when you speak. Notice that faint shift in her breathing when you enter her personal space. That is psychology in motion. That is real-time attraction unfolding. And ironically, the moment she tries to look good for you is also when you must not chase the moment. You must lead it gently, confidently, with calm masculine energy that says, I don't need attention, but I command it. Women feel this difference instantly. They don't fall for noise. They fall for presence. They fall for the unshakable composure of a man who truly knows his worth. That's the essence of a high-value man. You don't convince her you're valuable, you live like it, and she senses it. Picture this. You're at a cafe, relaxed, stress-free after a long day. You make eye contact. She looks back, then casually brushes her hair behind her ear and fixes the neckline of her dress. Don't think it's a coincidence. Her body just made a decision before her mind did. That is the psychology of real attraction. That is how nature speaks without words. But here's the twist: many men panic in these moments. Their energy spikes, their words tumble, their confidence wavers. Don't let that be you. You must breathe slower, stand taller, speak softer. Why? Because the calmer you are, the more her instincts flare. Confidence is not volume. Confidence is control. And when you show controlled masculine energy, you attract women more deeply than any pickup line ever could. She might even test you, glance at you and look away, fix her blouse, ask a random question, or start a light conversation that doesn't really matter. Don't overthink. Just enjoy. Flow with it. That's how deep attraction is built, not by trying, but by being. I once knew a guy in his mid-40s, a father, busy life, full schedule, but he told me he started noticing these signals after working on his presence. The moment he stopped trying to appear interested and instead grounded himself like a rock, women opened up around him more naturally than ever before. Why? Because women aren't looking for boys to impress them, they're looking for men who make them feel safe enough to express their femininity. That subtle outfit adjustment is her body signaling, I feel something here. Are you strong enough to handle it? So don't hesitate. Don't fill space with words. Let silence work in your favor. A woman's attraction often grows in the space between sentences. If she starts adjusting her clothes and fidgeting with her appearance, don't think, what does she want? Instead, think, I already know. That is the power of awareness. That is how you step into the role of a high-value man with calm masculine energy who can effortlessly attract women without chasing them. Remember this: her outfit may be made of cotton, silk, or denim, but the moment she becomes more aware of it around you, it turns into a message. Read it wisely. Answer it with presence. And never forget, attraction isn't loud. It's quiet. It rarely announces itself. It whispers. Listen closely. That's where the real power is. 2. She touches the neck or collarbone. When a woman touches her neck or collarbone, slowly, softly, almost as if she's brushing away invisible dust, you must pay attention. That is not just movement. That is meaning. In female psychology, this area is highly sensitive and deeply vulnerable. It exposes the pulse, the breath, the heartbeats that accelerate when desire wakes up. Think of it as nature's quiet tell. When she runs her fingers along her neck, plays with a necklace, lets her hand rest gently near her collarbone, or casually shifts her hair to one side, exposing that spot, this is far from random. This is one of the most powerful psychology tricks in the language of attraction, and it doesn't come from her conscious mind. Her body is communicating before her words do. She's testing the atmosphere. She's gauging you. She's saying, I feel something here. Do you? Don't overlook it. Don't talk yourself out of it. When she exposes this area, she's revealing something subtle: trust. Real trust. That is the doorway to deeper connection. Many men miss this signal not because they're foolish, but because they've never been taught how to read female psychology. You must understand, her neck and collarbone are delicate, instinctively protected zones. When she unconsciously draws attention to them, she is displaying comfort mixed with excitement. Psychologists call this display behavior, a powerful sign that you've created a space where she feels safe, seen, and slightly thrilled. That balance, safety plus desire, is the secret formula for how to fall in love. And she knows it, even if she doesn't know she knows it. That's the magic of subtle attraction. That's the elegance of psychology tricks nature built into all of us. Picture this. You're sitting across from her, conversation flowing. She laughs lightly, then pauses. Her fingers find her necklace. She twists it absent-mindedly while listening to you. That is not boredom. That is not distraction. That is her nervous system quietly waking up. Or imagine she leans forward slightly, exposes her shoulder, then reaches for her collarbone. That exposed skin? That tiny breath she takes before she speaks again? That's female psychology telling you, I'm aware of my body around you. You must not rush. You must not brag. Be calm. Be grounded. The trick is not to act, but to notice. The key to how to fall in love is not in chasing her, It is in reading what she gives and responding with steady confidence. I once heard a story from a man in his 50s who thought he was too old to understand modern dating. He said he kept missing signs from women because he always assumed they weren't interested. Then one day, a psychologist told him, "Stop watching her words. Watch her neck." That line changed everything for him. Soon he started noticing these signals: the soft touch near her collarbone when he spoke with warmth, the way her breathing slowed when he leaned in, the way her voice lowered when she brushed her hair to the side. The moment he began recognizing these patterns, his whole energy changed. Women felt it. They felt seen, not judged, not rushed, but understood. That is one of the most potent psychology tricks you can ever master. Don't be fooled. This sign doesn't mean she wants instant romance. It means she feels safe enough to allow attraction to grow. That difference is massive. That is what most men overlook. When she exposes a vulnerable area while speaking with you, she's signaling, "I trust your presence here." Your response must match her energy. That means slow down, speak with intention, lower your voice, look at her eyes, not just her body. Create calm tension, not loud excitement. Women don't fall for chaos. They fall for clarity. They fall for men who make the world feel quieter when they enter the room. That is the real secret of how to fall in love. But remember, don't try to force that moment. Let it come to you. Let it unfold. Attraction is not a hunt. It's a dance. You must read her moves and respond without rushing. Be attentive. Be confident. Be relaxed. Your posture and tone matter more than your words. Why? Because female psychology reads energy first, speech second. If your energy is stable, she lets her guard down. If your energy is frantic, she tightens it right back up. Never forget, attraction isn't just about excitement, it's about safety combined with mystery. That blend is irresistible. So here's your mission: train your awareness. Start observing women, not in a predatory way, but with respectful curiosity. Watch what happens when you lower your voice. Watch how she reacts when you pause instead of interrupt. Watch how her hand might drift toward her neck when the conversation gets personal. Your power lies in reading the silent signals. That's where psychology tricks reveal their true strength. That's where female psychology exposes its secrets. That's where you learn how to fall in love, not with pressure, but with presence. A woman touching her neck is not merely adjusting herself, it is her nervous system stepping forward and asking, "Are you the kind of man who understands this moment?" The answer isn't in your words, it's in your energy. So don't panic. Don't rush. Be present. Be aware. And when you finally see her hand brush that collarbone, don't miss the message. It may be small, but it might just be the start of everything. If this opens your eyes, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs it, and subscribe for more insights into real female psychology. Don't just watch, grow. Your awareness is your power. Comment to remember, "I stay calm and women feel safe with me." Type it in the comments to lock it into your mindset and to let your confidence speak before you even say a word. 3. She interacts with her lips. When a woman subtly interacts with her lips, when she slowly applies lip balm, gently bites them, touches them while glancing at you, or softly presses them together, that is not random behavior. That is desire in motion. That is her subconscious showing her cards. The lips are a universal symbol of passion and longing. Ancient cultures carve statues with parted lips to express seduction. Artists paint lips to capture emotion. And today, the psychology of attraction still places heavy focus on this one area. Sigmund Freud once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways." This is exactly why these subtle signals matter. In modern dating, most men look for loud signs, but the truth is simple: attraction whispers before it speaks. When she touches her lips in your presence, her nervous system is engaging, preparing her body for intimacy, often before her mind even understands why. Don't overthink it. Don't interrogate it. Just notice it. That is Old Stoic wisdom. Observe without reacting, read without rushing. Your job is not to jump in and ruin the moment with too many words. Your job is to remain grounded, calm, powerful, and present. Maintain eye contact. Smile slowly. Say little. Let her feel your composure. That is Stoicism win. That is the iron mind that wins respect. That is how attraction grows. Women don't crave frantic energy, they crave stability, confidence, and self control. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. And today, the enemy of men is not another man, it is insecurity, impatience, and desperation. You must crush those impulses. You must build command over your emotions. Don't chase her validation. Let your presence speak louder than your words. In a world full of noise, a composed man becomes magnetic. Many men lose their power because they think attraction is something they need to perform. It's not. Attraction is something you must allow to happen by becoming unshakable. When she plays with her lips in front of you, she is testing your frame, your stability. Do you crumble? Do you rush? Or do you hold your gaze like a man who already has value? When your energy is steady, your silence becomes powerful, your calm becomes dominance. That is the essence of iron mind. If she is touching that spot, the lips, the psychology is clear. She is subconsciously preparing herself for closeness. Don't panic. Don't overreact. Think like a warrior. Breathe like a leader. That is how men past 35 keep their inner fire alive. Society tries to tell men that passion declines with age, but that is a lie. Strength does not fade with time, it sharpens. Attraction does not disappear, it evolves. A man with life experience and self-mastery becomes more dangerous than ever. You must carry that belief inside you. You must speak like it, walk like it, live like it. Remember the old Stoic wisdom. Control what you can, release what you cannot. If she gives a sign of interest, do not interrogate it. Do not ask for guarantee. Let the interaction flow. Trust your composure. Trust your energy. Women sense emotional maturity, they crave it. Modern life is chaotic, dopamine-driven, fast, and shallow. But rare is the man who slows his world down and stands like a pillar. Become that man. When she touches her lips, that is your signal to hold the moment, not to explode it. True strength is restraint. True power is patience. True confidence is stillness. As the great Bruce Lee said, the successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Let that become your model. Build habits that reinforce your discipline. Train your body, protect your mental space, speak with intention, and keep your standards high. You must build an iron mind through repetition, through habits, through your daily code of honor. That is how you dominate your world and become immune to neediness. That is Stoicism win in modern romance. Don't be controlled by desire. Let desire notice you. Women admire men who lead themselves. That is the heart of attraction. That is the quiet secret behind every strong masculine presence. So remember this. When she plays with her lips, she may not be doing it consciously, but her body is reacting to your energy. Your job is not to explain it, question it, or react desperately. Your job is to self-govern, to observe, to remain calm under emotional pressure. That is how irresistible energy is formed. Build your iron mind. Live the old Stoic wisdom. Repeat it like a mantra. Composure is power. Composure is magnetism. Composure is victory. The master of his mind becomes the master of every room he walks into. Let your restraint speak loud and watch attraction rise in silence. 4. She changed her leg position. She shifts her legs, crosses them, uncrosses them, taps her knee, rubs her thigh, keeps moving in that subtle, restless rhythm. And if you're paying attention, that's not random at all. That is her body speaking before her mouth ever says a word. Don't be fooled. A woman who feels nothing stays still, like a statue in a waiting room. But a woman who feels a rush of attraction, especially toward a high-value man who radiates masculine energy, she moves. She adjusts. She fidgets. It's that excited tension sparking through her body that reveals more than her words ever will. You must understand, every shift in posture is a tiny confession. She might not lean in and whisper, "I like you," but the tapping of her knee and the way she plays with her ankles, that's her pulse playing drums. Be aware of how she behaves when your eyes meet. If she locks her gaze and keeps shifting her legs, she doesn't just see you, she feels you. It's a magnetic pull she's trying to hide, but can't. When a woman is drawn to you, her body speaks louder than her voice because attraction is never fully contained, only redirected. Think about it. Even confident women get nervous when they're facing someone who carries himself like a high value man. Their instinctual responses kick in. The energy builds up. She might even think she's hiding it, but she's not. The truth leaks out through her posture. Don't overlook it. Don't misread it. Be present. That is how you attract women without forcing anything. You don't chase, you notice. You don't perform, you observe. You must hold that masculine energy like quiet lightning, strong enough to feel, controlled enough to respect. Ever seen someone after a long workday, exhausted, drained, just wanting to crash into the couch? The mind goes numb, focus starts to evaporate, and conversations feel like chores. But when a woman is into you under those same conditions, she comes alive instead of shutting down. Why? Because attraction acts like fuel. Her body recharges, her posture changes, her movements get more vivid, as if someone turned the lights back on inside her. Even a simple leg shift can reveal that spark. That is why reading these signs isn't just about flirting, it's about understanding human chemistry. The more you can read that language, the more control you have over your interactions, your relationships, even your own confidence. Don't underestimate the power of subtle cues. Those little movements, tapping, crossing, shifting, rubbing, can carry more meaning than an entire conversation. When she shifts her leg toward you rather than away, that's an approach signal. When she mirrors your posture, that's rapport. When she taps her foot quickly after you speak, that's excitement mixing with tension. Be smart. Decode it. Attraction is psychological before it is physical. But listen, don't turn into a detective scanning her every breath. Be intuitive, not obsessive. Women are drawn to presence, not paranoia. A high-value man doesn't question himself every 2 seconds. He already knows who he is. And that is exactly why he can attract women without trying too hard. It's your calm direction that makes her restless. Your poise that makes her adjust her seat. Your ease that makes her nervous. Your silence that makes her talk more. That's the paradox of masculine energy. The quieter it is, the louder it feels. So don't brag, don't boast, don't force. Just be. That is the real psychology of attraction. She acts, you notice, and the dynamic unfolds naturally. Even her loss of focus around you says something. If she laughs too quickly, forgets her train of thought, or fumbles with her words, you're affecting her nervous system. And no woman reacts like that to a man who doesn't matter. She might even go home and think about what she said, worry if she sounded silly, but that's just because her body was too busy reacting to your presence. Read her signs, but also read your own. If you tense up when she gets close, fix that posture. If you talk too fast, slow down. Don't lean in too much. Let the gravity pull her toward you. Confidence isn't loud, it's grounded. Be that grounded force. The room should feel different when you enter it. Not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you carry yourself with decisive stillness, the kind that makes others react without knowing why. That is how attraction truly works. It's not always spoken, but it's always felt. So next time you see her shift her legs, don't ignore it. Don't jump to conclusions either. Just be aware. Let her energy reveal itself. You're not chasing validation, you're recognizing vibration. And when you master that difference, you don't chase attract women, you draw them in. Not with tricks, not with lines, but with controlled masculine energy, a calm gaze, and the mindset of a high-value man who understands that sometimes attraction isn't loud at all. It's just a quiet movement across the room that tells you everything. If this opened your eyes, like the video, share it with a friend, and drop a comment to keep it locked in your mind. Here's your reminder to type below. Her body speaks before her words. Let's see who's paying attention. 5. She plays with her hair. When a woman plays with her hair, you must pay attention, not because it's cute, but because it's telling. That is one of those psychology tricks hidden in plain sight, and too many men ignore it. She twirls a strand. She wraps an end around her finger. She sweeps it over her shoulder. She tucks it behind her ear, then does it again. It's natural, yes, but don't mistake natural for meaningless. Female psychology often speaks through movement, not words. When attraction begins to rise, dopamine starts dancing in her system, and she needs a channel to release that energy. That's why her hair becomes her stage. Each touch is a whisper. Each sweep is a signal. It's not always an invitation, but it's never an accident. Be alert. You must learn how to fall in love with observation first, reaction later. Women don't always flirt with words. Sometimes they flirt with gestures. That is the charm of female psychology. It teaches us that attraction isn't always loud. It's often quiet, graceful, almost accidental looking. Don't think every hair flip means she's ready to run off with you. But if she plays with her hair while listening to you, if she does it while smiling, if she does it while holding eye contact, that's when the volume gets turned up. That is when her body says, I like this moment. You must understand the contrast, casual versus intentional. Casual is the quick tuck, the automatic comb through. Intentional is the slow twirl, the pause, the glance. And if you start seeing that difference, you'll unlock more psychology tricks than you ever imagined. Let me tell you something I once heard from a man in his late 50s. He said, I always thought romance was complicated. Then I noticed she couldn't stop playing with her hair when she talked to me. Suddenly, everything made sense. That moment boosted his confidence, not because she told him she liked him, but because her gestures proved it. That is female psychology at work. No textbook needed, just awareness. Men often think attraction only comes from big moves, roses, dinners, grand gestures, but many women fall for the small things. The way you listen without interrupting, the way you walk with calm strength, the way you notice her hair shift back and forth. Watch closely, speak slowly, and you'll start to understand how to fall in love with her mind first. Don't be the man who only waits for words. Be the man who hears the silence. Be the man who pays attention to the hair flip when she's nervous. Be the man who notices how she touches her neckline when she's excited. These cues aren't random, they're signals. They are delicate waves of energy trying to find direction. Attraction is chemistry, but it's also choreography. It moves. It flows. It expresses itself through posture and gesture. These are not tricks. These are human instincts. And that is why men who study psychology tricks don't become manipulators. They become better communicators. They understand when to approach. They understand when to slow down. That is emotional intelligence wrapped in confidence. Think about this. When someone makes you feel comfortable, your body relaxes. When someone makes you feel nervous, but in a good way, your body fidgets. So when her fingers slide through her hair over and over again, she might not even know why she's doing it. But her body does. Her dopamine levels say, stay right here. Her posture says, I'm open. Her eyes, if they lock onto yours, say everything. That is how female psychology expresses attraction without a single word. Don't overanalyze it, but don't ignore it. Read it. Respect it. Respond with presence, not pressure. Men between 35 and 70 often ask, do I still have a chance in the dating world? My answer? Absolutely, if you learn how to fall in love with awareness instead of desperation. A confident man doesn't chase, he attracts. And nothing attracts more than attention with purpose. When you truly see a woman, not just her looks, but her energy, you trigger something powerful within her. Not obsession, not infatuation, respect, safety, interest. Be that kind of man. Be the one who notices when she tucks her hair behind her ear while leaning slightly closer. That's not coincidence. That's instinct. And instinct is the foundation of every great romance. Here's the beauty. The more you understand these subtle signs, the less pressure you feel. You don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to force conversation. You just observe, connect, and let the moment unfold. These are not games. These are not lines. These are soft signals in female psychology that guide you toward deeper attraction. Use these psychology tricks not to manipulate, but to communicate better, listen better, and lead with confidence. That is how you learn how to fall in love, with presence, with charm, and with grace. So the next time she plays with her hair while looking at you, don't panic, don't freeze, and definitely don't ignore it. Breathe. Smile. Keep the conversation alive. Because sometimes her hand in her hair isn't just a habit, it's an invitation. And if you learn to read it, you might just write the next chapter of your life. 6. She held the phone but did not use it. When she picks up her phone and doesn't actually use it, just flipping it, locking it, unlocking it, putting it down, then grabbing it again, that's not distraction. That's emotional energy searching for direction. That's a signal. Don't misread it. Don't ignore it. Don't rush it. You must understand it. In modern life, we're trained to believe that phone use equals interest and silence equals boredom, but human attraction doesn't follow digital logic. She isn't scrolling because she doesn't need an escape. She's not bored, she's charged. She's feeling your presence. That quiet tension? It's not absence. It's chemistry. It's instinct. It's her mind trying to balance emotion and control. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that real power is found in calm, not noise. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That means your role isn't to scramble for her attention, it's to hold your ground. Don't flood the moment with desperate energy. Don't break your frame. Let the silence work for you. Let your iron mind speak louder than any words. If she touches her phone but avoids texting, that's hesitation wrapped in curiosity. A woman uses silence like a shield when she feels attraction rising, but hasn't decided if you're worthy of her full attention. That's your chance, not to chase, but to lead. In modern dating, men crumble because they think speed wins. They think the one who talks first, texts first, validates first, wins. That is weakness disguised as effort. That is approval seeking dressed up as confidence. That is exactly what you must avoid. Instead, read the moment with strategy. Respect the subtle signs. Let her feel the steady weight of your presence. Remember, Old Stoic wisdom, Stoicism win, and the iron mind mindset are your foundation. They keep your emotions sharp, your energy focused, and your masculinity quiet but undeniable. Epictetus said, "Seek not for events to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and your life will be serene." That's not just philosophy, that's attraction strategy. When she fidgets with her phone, don't ask if she's bored. Don't ask if she wants to leave. Don't analyze or apologize. Just stay composed. Hold eye contact calmly when she looks up. Let her see a man who does not panic, a man who doesn't flinch, a man whose iron mind holds the room. Women test without testing. They communicate without words. They signal without speaking. You must learn to read the quiet language because the quiet language is the true language of desire. The man who understands this does not chase, he draws others in. She may play with her phone, but refuses to dive into it because she doesn't want to miss something. She doesn't want to break the atmosphere. She senses the pull of the moment, and if you stay solid, that pull only grows stronger. Don't ruin it by overthinking. Don't break it with cheap humor. Don't try to fix the moment. Dominant men don't fix moments, they guide them. That is emotional leadership. That is Stoicism win in real time. And here's the greatest psychological truth. A woman's attraction often rises in silence, not in conversation. The more secure you are with pauses, the more she feels magnetized by your confidence. The quieter you remain, the louder her curiosity becomes. If she's touching her phone but not using it, that's your cue to lead with calm questions, not forced enthusiasm. Use pauses with intention. Speak with certainty. Shift your body slightly closer, but only when the moment feels right, not when your anxiety wants relief. Control your rhythm. Don't follow hers. Victory in attraction is not noise, it's control. It's presence. It's mental clarity. And when you master the skill, you live with a stronger purpose, not just with women, but in every challenge. That's how Old Stoic wisdom becomes modern power. That's how Stoicism wins lifestyle. That's how an iron mind becomes irresistible. Don't chase approval. Don't fear silence. Don't break the moment. Let it. Own it. Shape it. Because when you master yourself, the world, and yes, she will feel it. And then, as Seneca said, the greatest victory is victory over the self. Let that be your creed. Let that be your edge. Let that be your life. If you made it this far, you're no longer guessing, you're reading the signs most men never notice. When she touches her phone but doesn't use it, that's emotional electricity in disguise. That means your presence matters. That means you are being felt. Don't run. Don't panic. Hold your frame. If you're ready to stay calm when others would crumble, comment this right now. I will stay composed when attraction appears. Let that sentence be your first victory. 7. She plays with her hands, nails, or jewelry. When a woman starts fidgeting with her hands, rubbing her fingers, tapping her nails, spinning a ring, or rolling a bracelet between her thumb and index finger, pay attention, because that moment is louder than any words she could say. Don't dismiss it as just nervous energy. Be sharp. That tiny gesture often reveals the psychology of attraction more honestly than her smile or even her words. That is her body speaking before her mind knows what to say. It's not random, it's instinct. Her subconscious is releasing built up tension because she feels something around you. Attraction isn't always bold, sometimes it's quiet, even shy. When feminine energy meets strong masculine energy, sparks don't always explode, they simmer silently. You must understand that a woman's hands often confess what her lips won't. The best high value man knows this. He doesn't chase validation, he doesn't rush in. He recognizes these psychological tricks for what they are, signs of openness. The more she plays with her jewelry or strokes her own palms, the more she's trying to regulate her emotions. It's her subtle attempt to maintain control in your presence. That is not disinterest. That is tension, beautiful electric tension. And a man who truly understands how to attract women doesn't panic when he sees it. He stays steady, calm, grounded. A woman feels safest when she senses unwavering masculine energy. She wants to know if she can rely on your presence. Don't talk too fast. Don't stare obsessively. Don't try to impress her with cheap lines or rapid-fire jokes. Be confident and let silence work in your favor. That's what a high-value man does. He allows space to exist without anxiety, because he knows space creates magnetism. Space invites curiosity. Let her lean in. Let her wonder what you're thinking. Let her feel your calm energy, because that is what attracts women more than anything else. You see, she might not even know why she's fiddling with her ring. She doesn't consciously think, I like him, but her body does. Her body signals interest while she tries to compose her emotions. That's feminine psychology in action. It's the language beneath the language. And your job is not to decode it with words. Your job is to feel it and respond with strength. A soft, slow, grounded voice can flip the entire dynamic. Why? Because it reassures her nervous system. Your masculine energy tells her, you don't need to be nervous with me. That is powerful. That is rare. That is attractive. Do not try to fix her mood. Do not force the conversation. Just command the space with certainty. You must understand that women notice everything, your breathing, your energy, your posture, the pace at which you move. She doesn't want you to act. She wants you to be. If you feel the urge to prove yourself, breathe instead. Confidence doesn't rush. Confidence doesn't chase. Confidence waits. That is how a high-value man thinks. When you genuinely attract women, you don't convince, you allow. So when she twists her bracelet or brushes her nails, don't ask, are you okay? Instead, give her the gift of steady eye contact. Not aggressive, not needy, just present. Let your eyes say, I see you. And I'm not going anywhere. That's when her guard lowers. Suddenly, her breathing deepens. She uncrosses her arms. She leans in. And now the energy shifts not because you forced it, but because you anchored it. That is the real psychology of attraction, when your calm presence gives her permission to feel safe being feminine. Remember this, feminine energy always responds to grounded masculine energy. Not loudness, not arrogance, not bragging, presence, power without noise. That's what she's really testing. She wants to know if your energy is stable enough to hold her emotions. You must embody that strength. The moment you do, her hands will stop fidgeting. She will settle. She will soften. And that's when she'll truly open up, not just in words, but emotionally, mentally, even physically. Don't underestimate that moment. It's what separates boys from men. It's what separates trying to attract women from naturally pulling them in. A woman may forget what you said, but she will never forget how your presence made her feel. Be that calm in her storm. Be that stillness in her chaos. That is irresistible. That is masculine. That is what creates genuine attraction, not games, not tricks, but grounded energy. And when you see those fingers fidgeting again, smile internally. You've already made an impact. She feels it, even if she tries to hide it. The real question is, can you handle it like a high-value man? So, how many of these signs have you noticed and let slip by? How many women were ready to connect with you and you overlooked them? Learning to catch these quiet cues doesn't make you pushy. It makes you aware. And awareness pulls like a magnet. Women sense a guy who's tuned in, watchful, and sure. It's all vibe, flow, real brain chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, adrenaline. If this clicks for you, smash that like and subscribe now. You're just starting to tap into attraction's true play. Catch you in the next one. Until then, watch closely. Her body chats with you every time. If this resonated, drop a like and comment. Your story might help another guy out there too. Final advice: remember, attraction isn't about memorizing lines or acting like someone you're not. It's about staying present, staying calm, and listening to what most men never notice. Confidence grows when awareness grows. Start with noticing the small things, and the big things will follow. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay genuine, and I'll see you soon.